Well, a lethargic start to the season from Partick Thistle in terms of points, but signs of life in terms of general play. Alan Archibald's side welcomed Craig Levine's Hearts to Glasgow's West End.
Partick Thistle are still looking for their first league win of the season. They make a couple of changes from the side that lost in the League Cup to Rangers during the week. Doolan and Story come back in for Lawless and Salmon. Hearts make 3 changes from the side that beat Hamilton Accies last weekend. Hughes, Cowie and Randall come in for Smith, Brown, Doom and Lafferty. It took Partick Thistle until almost the end of October to record their first league win last season, and of course they ended in the top 6, so they won't be too nervous just yet. That's a lovely touch from Doolan to release Spittle. Spittle has Story to his right. The good opening for Thistle. Spittle taking it on himself and not too far away from the opening goal. Might have been better slipping in Story. This is Gonsalves up against Turnbull. It's a good ball for Smith. A good save from Ryan Scully. His first action of the match. There's a good effort from Smith coming in from the right hand side. Forward comes Paul McGinn. No challenge. And he plays it to Spittle. Easily away from Jelak. Past Aaron Hughes. It's opening up for Spittle! And Thistle are in front. Fantastic solo goal, but terrible goalkeeping from John McLaughlin. Straight through the legs. Spittle not complaining. 6 goals for the season. Thistle didn't start the game all that brightly, but they've been the better side since the opening goal. And here's Spittle looking for a second. He's so inventive, so full of confidence. Barton winning possession. There's a Spittle once more at the heart of everything that has been positive about Thistle. Miles Story up against Berra. Big deflection. There's Barton! Oh, that looked like the second goal for Thistle. Shooter it was off the line. And on the stroke of half time, Thistle so close to doubling their advantage. Well, Hearts simply have to be better than they were in the first half. Here's Jamie Walker. That's a good effort. And that did not look too far away from the equaliser. The look on Jamie Walker's face is testament to that. Hearts doing all the pressing in this second half. Here's Randall. Another effort from distance, and that might well have dipped under the crossbar, but for Ryan Scully's intervention. And he definitely needed to get a touch in this, the goalkeeper. Corner taken quickly by the substitute Milinkovic. It's a good looking ball. There's Callahan with the header off the line. What's been given? It's the equaliser. And it's Ross Callahan's second goal in 2 games. Danny Devine can't believe it. But the equaliser for Hearts. Don Robertson quickly awarding the goal on the advice, it seems, of his assistant. Well, that's inconclusive. Gonsalves felt it was over the line, and Callahan has the equalising goal for Hearts, and you can't say it's not deserved. Gonsalves going down, no free kick. And Thistle have it back, but Hearts winning possession once more. Jamie Walker's been much more lively in the second half, gets it back from Gonsalves, goes down. Well, I thought for a moment the referee was pointing to the penalty spot, but he seemed to be pointing to the ball to say it was 1. Let's have another look then. Oh, and Devine looks like he might have got away with that one. McGinn gets it back again. Moving away from Hughes. There's Story at the front post. Straight at McLaughlin, and the rebound blocked as well. A great run from McGinn, and Story not really testing McLaughlin.
We're leading the game at home, and we should see the game out. It comes to a bad kick from a goalkeeper, but we don't deal with it after that. Our other his teammates should get him out of jail, and we don't. They take a quick corner, and we don't react. So real disappointment, 'cause I thought we'd rode their storm. We dealt with a lot of the Hearts pressure they had just after our enforced change.
We knew we were in for a tough time, and we haven't done particularly well here in the last couple of years. So to go behind and then to show good energy and resilience and enthusiasm and desire to get back in the match is always pleasing for a manager.
Well, just as well, Scottish football invested in goal line technology. Well, of course, that never actually happened. Instead, we rely on you two to sort things out. Michael, Stephen, was this over the line?
Who knows? Certainly not the referee. I mean, how he can make this decision is beyond me. I mean, that's inconclusive.
My instinct is it wasn't.
You were at the game,
I was at the game, and the linesman was down at that end, and I was pretty certain that he wasn't making much of a call either. And Don Robertson, the referee, made the call, went back to the halfway line. But I mean,
if you're not sure, how can you make that call so quickly as they did? You know, for me, it's a big call to be making it, but it didn't really look,
no, I mean, it's very difficult to tell. That's the point, and you can't make the call and give it when you can't be 100% sure. And we've looked at that, endless times. As I said at the time, during the game, my gut was that it wasn't over the line.
Okay, as you mentioned, Michael, you were there. What did you make of the Hearts formation?
Well, they started out with a back three or five at the back and four tight in the midfield. Gonçalves up the top on his own and trying to get support to him, but all too often, when the ball did come anywhere near to him, you see here he's on his own against the three defenders. He's actually offside at that point. But Partick Thistle's back three, easy for them to play against Gonçalves when the midfield four are not up in support. You see here when the ball gets to Christophe Berra's feet, he's got options, three options there to play short. As soon as they go to play longer, though, that midfield have got to get up and support. They're not. Look at the space, the gap between Gonçalves and the midfield. He's there against two defenders. He actually has a wonderful first touch, but he gets crowded out. And it's far too difficult that, Hearts midfield four in the first half in particular was detached from Gonçalves. Again, look, four options to play short.
So direct.
You play direct, and look at that gap, massive. Jamie Walker, who was the main sort of man to get in support, that's the gap, huge. And Gonçalves, as you guys are saying there, he's not the type of guy who's going to be playing, as a target man to hold the ball up. The second half, things got a little bit better in regards to getting up and support. But if you're going to play that shape, for me, you've got to allow one or two of the players to play closer to Gonçalves in the first place and try and actually play some passes. Because if you're just going long,
they're missing out
the second ball as well.
From a Partick Thistle perspective, Blair Spittle seems to be a player in a tremendous vein of form at the moment.
On the flip side, Partick Thistle, they had playing against a back three as well of Hearts, but they had two strikers up there and Blair Spittle in behind supporting them. And it meant that when the ball was in the final third, they had bodies there. This is a great counter-attack from Thistle, 3v3. Christophe Berra narrows off far too much, and Blair Spittle should slide the ball into Miles Storey. That's where the defender should be, sliding over. He eventually has the strike, but he drags it wide. But when you're playing against the back three, where do you try and get at them? Down the sides. This is Turnbull with a wonderful ball down the side for Storey, who was a real sort of thorn in Hearts' side yesterday. Puts in the cross. McLaughlin less than convincing with that one. I think he was concerned that he was going to get tackled by Doolan. Again, look at Hearts. Poorly set up, getting countered down the side. Here's McGinn, well into Hearts' half before he even gets approached. Storey drags Christophe Berra down into the corner where he doesn't want to be, opens the space up for Spittle to drive into, and then John Souttar can't continue the run there. He's got to pass him on because look at the gap he's left for Blair Spittle to drop the shoulder and have the strike. Terrible moment for McLaughlin in the Hearts goal.
It's all too easy though before he hits the shot.
It was far too easy, and defensively Hearts were, they were stretched in that first half, and a lot of it was Blair Spittle at the heart of it. Here's a wonderful little nutmeg on Conor Randall, and he gets the strike off. But that front three from Thistle really stretched Hearts back three and got it down the sides of them. Hearts in the first half, they couldn't do that because Gonçalves was isolated.